Welcome guys, doing a quick live stream because Xbox are apparently showing off some cool new games and I thought we could hang out together and watch what they're showing off. I do know that they're going to show some Stalker 2 trailer gameplay. Got it on mute at the moment by the way, and also a new Viking game that looks rather exciting. Valheim 2, no, it's made by one guy, but it looks pretty sick.
Hey.
Yeah.
Right? I'm doing good. I'm really excited. I mean, Brianna
Good
and I today are
hang
going
out.
to walk you through so many exciting things. We're going to unveil new games. We're going to talk about indie games. I love my indie games. So on today's show, we're going to be showcasing and celebrating indie Xbox games, right? And we'll have so many talented devs joining us throughout the day to talk about their games, including, but not limited to, Among Us, Moonglow Bay, Soup Pot, Nobody Saves the World, Death's Door, and 12 Minutes. And each of our developer guests will sit down for a conversation with some of our favorite streamers and creators, including awesome folks like Kate Stark and Stallion83, Donut Age and Technique, and Blind Gamer Steve. So many fun folks. We'll also have special interviews with Chris Charla from ID at Xbox. And throughout the day, we're going to be dropping exclusive new game trailers as well. So if you're an indie games fan, this is the place to be. We'll have Victoria Tran from Innersloth. We'll be here to discuss Among Us. Gwen Foster and Trina from Chicken Club will chat their new game, Soup Pot. Louis Antonio from Annapurna Interactive will get into their highly anticipated game, 12 Minutes. I cannot wait to see some of that. We've also got Graham Smith and Ian Campbell from Drinkbox Studios.
I'm so excited for Stalker 2 though.
Nobody Saves the World. Zach and Lou from Bunny Hug will
Some people in the chat don't know what Stalker is.
Mark Foster and David Fenn from Asimov will talk about Death's Door.
It's essentially like Fallout
lineup for you today, so it is going to be awesome. And as I mentioned, we will have that special interview with Chris Charla.
Why is she so pixelated on the left?
Which is awesome.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I am so excited about this. Now, before we do get started with our show, I do want to remind everyone at home, please sound off in the chat. We want to know what you guys think. I mean, I already see the chat moving and shaking as it is. I am super excited about this. So without further ado, I want to remind everyone throughout today's ID
Go on my
at
Discord
Xbox
server. I've got
at
like
Twitch
another
Gaming
800
Indie
keys
Game
to give away.
Showcase. We will be airing exclusive new game trailers for the very first time. Some will feature gameplay updates to highly anticipated indie titles. Others will be brand new, never before seen game trailers. But that's not all we have. So make sure you stay tuned throughout the show and share your reactions in the Twitch chat. So everyone, let's go ahead and get into it. First up, we're dropping some new gameplay trailers. Let's take a look.
Okay. There's going to be a bunch of stuff in here, guys. Like, I'm interested in some specific games, but we'll just take a look at everything and see what we get. Let's turn up the volume. I have no idea what this is. It looks like Halo. "16 times the detail." She's not pixelated, we're all just too smooth. Okay. Yeah, not my type of game. Ark Survival? I don't think so. While you're waiting, if you've not seen any Stalker gameplay before, go and have a look at some before you watch the trailer. Because it's definitely, if you like Fallout, it's definitely a game that would interest you. No, this is not a new Crysis game. Looks like Crysis. Wouldn't be surprised if it was inspired by it. But, no. Never touched Halo in my life, dude. That was like my childhood. What is that? Looks like some Power Rangers Megazord. I'm going to turn up the volume a bit. For some reason, this trailer is super quiet. What am I watching? Can I get in one of those things? It looks cool. That's a dragon! It's got... Oh my god! It's Skyrim 2. Oh, I was close. Todd Howard was trying to sell me Skyrim again. Almost fell for it. Oh, this looks cool, actually. It's like old school Fallout.
You have shown an aptitude for applying lethal solutions to conflicted situations.
This looks sick.
We wish to test your abilities by giving you a special assignment. Success, and you'll be given a chance at earning your freedom.
Oh, it's co-op. Oh, okay. Is it turn-based? Or live action? Oh, this looks sick, though. This is very old school Fallout. I played a game similar to this not too long ago called... I think it was called Ark or something like that. Oh, dude. Those effects look sick. Look at all the... Oh my god, the body's exploding. Oh, dude, that looks sick as like a co-op game.
Are you trying to kill me?
And side-scroller as well. That I didn't expect to find something like this, but this actually looks pretty cool. Ascent 2021 this year. Nice. Oh, is that a big dinosaur? It's interesting. Ooh, oh, that's very pretty. Yeah, if you guys are interested in MMO game, check out Mortal Online 2. It's linked down below in the description. That's also made by indie dev team. Very good project so far. From what I've played. Very ambitious. I have no idea what game this is. They show you the trailer and then they tell you what it is. This isn't really my kind of game though. It reminds me a little bit of, what is it? The Journey or something like that? I can't even dyslexic the font, to be honest with you. Omino? Yeah, this is definitely not my kind of game. Nice art style. Horizon Zero Dawn Xbox Edition. Oof. Reminds me of Journey, yeah. That's the one I was thinking of. Mortal Online is great so far. Were you able to log in? Apparently the queue time's like half an hour. I'm glad you're enjoying it though. The game seems so ambitious, so I'm excited to see, you know. A year from now, I think it's going to be pretty amazing. This reminds me of Don't Starve. Like, just how the characters move and stuff. But I guess it's not a survival game, I have no idea from the trailer. The font's even very similar. Hypertrain. So far, it's like one of those movie trailers where I'm like, what is this about? What kind of game is this? You build trains? Is that like what you do? Oh no, wait, there's gunplay? We're at some kind of train station. What is going on? This seems very interesting. But I have no idea what it is from the trailer. Like they're collecting supplies for their train? Okay. It's almost like you explore a world on your train and go through different like time traveling things. It looks really interesting. Dude's like tied to the train with a rope and there's no gravity. Getting attacked by flying space fish. It's pretty nuts. Something like Raft. Yeah. Void Train. That actually looks genuinely super unique.
All right, Void Train. I see what you're doing there. Void Train looked really cool, that last one that we just saw. I was getting like a Outer Wilds meets Abduction kind of vibe.
You say so?
That. Brianna, were there any of those trailers that particularly jumped out at you?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of looking at, I think it was called Wild at Heart. It almost reminded me of Don't Starve a little bit. It looks like you're trapped in the forest, maybe with a friend. I'm very excited. I mean, Xbox came out of the gate swinging with this showcase. I am beyond excited to see what's next up.
Oh yeah, the first one that they showed, that Exo Mecha game, I saw some people in chat were like, is this like mech battle Titanfall?
I don't want to be rude, but it would be cool if they had like more information about the games we just saw. Like, because right now it's like, oh, that game looked cool. Yeah, okay. Tell me something about it. You know what I mean? I feel like PR-wise, they did the Cyberpunk sort of live streams with the information they gave you were like a bit better than this. But they should really get like some more info about the games.
Games to light is what it's all about. So Omni,
just show us the next trailers then.
And I've gotten to play a very early build of that, and it is so adorable. So
she's played it.
We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up, and a lot of fun stuff here that we've seen already. It's been awesome. Brianna, do you play a lot of indie games on your Twitch channel?
I do. I kind of switch off. I mean, my favorite thing about indie games, honestly, is the art style. I am such a sucker for not only good...
You know, my favorite thing about indie games is definitely the fact that the developers get to, like, make something and they're not controlled by big companies who want a certain product out of them, and they can just be completely risky and creative.
Are you excited about? I would love to hear it.
That's why we ended up with Kingdom Come Deliverance, you know? It was just like some guys that wanted to make a super realistic medieval game that everyone wanted, but no one had really made yet. And they had the Kickstarter to show all of the investors that it was something people actually wanted. Then they did it, and it was just phenomenally well received. And now we'll be getting the second one.
There at the end. Really, really cool.
Oh, yes. I am excited. Oh, yes, I love that we're able to see this again.
Here was Exo Mecha, I believe is what this one was called again. And this is the one that some people were comparing to Titanfall. I don't know. My first thought when I saw those mechs...
That's not Titanfall.
Circular light design in the center
it reminds me of Power Rangers and Crisis. Like with the Megazords they have. Are we going to witness Stalker 2? Yes. That's what it says in the press release. It says Stalker 2.
See, I'm a little funny when I play games.
Let me find it quickly.
Fan of first-person shooter type games. However, the graphics are very, very
So I can show you guys.
Like it's action-packed. There's so much going on. Like you said, you're able to go underwater. It looks like you were shooting at a
Kingdom Come
helicopter
Deliverance
in
is
the last
incredible.
clip that we saw. This looks pretty good. I might have to give it a try.
I love the folks in chat right now that are so hyped for the Among Us segments coming up that they're just saying this game is super sus.
Oh, Among Us, yeah, as well.
I get it. But yeah, that was just one of the... So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trailers already shown. And like we said, we've got a packed show for you today. So lots and lots of trailers coming up. But I thought Exo Mecha looked super, super cool. That Cyberpunk one, I think it was called Ascent. I think the Twitter handle was at Ascent the game. That
Cyberpunk is just a genre now, isn't it?
Shadowrun,
yeah, the Cyberpunk one.
In a good way. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I played through Cyberpunk 2077, and it didn't quite scratch the Cyberpunk itch in the way that I was hoping for. So maybe this game totally could. Maybe
okay.
We'll see.
I don't know. I feel like if that didn't get your itch that way.
Is Omni more the type of game you would traditionally stream?
Yeah, I would kind of look more towards Omni. Like I was saying before, Wild of Heart is definitely something that captivated me and caught my eye.
She got a Witcher medallion. What is that?
I am very excited. And I like that you said that about that cyberpunk feel because, you know, some people are kind of looking for something in that genre if cyberpunk didn't exactly do it for them. So I'm excited about these.
Did cyberpunk do it for you guys?
Yeah, I see Mundane in chat says, Mundane Salad says Shadowrun is greater than Cyberpunk. You know what? You said it, not me. But I don't entirely disagree with you. Very spicy, very spicy.
She read that out, mate.
On there today. So, folks, like I said, that was just a snippet of some of the fun that we have for you today. But let's bring in our first guest. So our first guest on today's show is the Senior Director of the ID at Xbox program, which has been helping independent developers self-publish their games on Microsoft's Xbox consoles for the last 7 years. And if you're wondering what types of games ID at Xbox are working on right now that will be coming soon to a console near you, well, here's a sneak peek.
Okay, here we go. More trailers. Jordan, thanks for the donation, dude. Your Valheim stuff is great. Made a mountain castle with a golem spawn right behind it. He aggroed my wolves and broke the whole thing. Oh my god. Dude, that's so sad. Well, that game looks cool. Dark Alliance. What is that? It's like a co-op. Oh shit, I'm gonna write that down. Dark Alliance. That looks sick.
Hello, Chris. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you feeling today?
Good, thanks. Yeah, thanks for
right, just because, like, as nice as Chris probably is, I just wanted to show you guys who hadn't seen it, the Stalker trailer. So this is the Stalker 2 official trailer, but apparently we're going to get an update on it according to the press release from Microsoft. So let's have a look at this for those who haven't seen it, because you need to see this. This is the gameplay trailer. The thing I like about Stalker is you just play a nobody. You're not the hero. That's it. There's another trailer as well beyond that. But...
Just one thing we do in the program is we don't try and define it. In fact, I used to have a buster on the outside of my office that said indie with a little buster through it, because I was like, you know what, like I'm old, and I spent the 90s as a punk rocker arguing about what was punk and what wasn't punk, and like we don't need to do that. You know what I mean? To me, an independent game is really all about creative control. If a developer has creative control, you know, they have that independence. But, you know, we have folks in the program who are single individuals,
games
one woman, one man making a game. We have studios in the program that are hundreds of people making a game. So we don't stress about it. Like, our focus is just on helping people get their games onto Xbox, helping get them great, and then making sure that players get to see them and have a good time.
Cool. That is incredible. Now, Chris, I'm sure there are so many amazing moments that you were able to experience throughout your 7 years with the program. But if you could pick one, what would be your proudest accomplishment?
You know what? I can't.
You know, while he's talking, let's watch the other trailer quickly. Let me put that in here. I know you guys love Stalker. It's sick. So, this has some of the same stuff in it, I think. Recognize that from that Call of Duty mission on Chernobyl, right? It's like the most famous thing ever now. The music's really good too. Very atmospheric. Gonna be collecting rocks again, I guess. It looks like they're using photogrammetry technology. That in-engine gameplay, at least. Like, they've probably gone to Chernobyl and, like, scanned all those assets. It looks like it's going to be terrifying, doesn't it? I mean, that looks amazing. Look at those trees like moving in the wind, man, and the reflections. So nice.
I think when people heard the word indie game,
there you go.
There was this thought of like, okay, this is side-scrolling pixel art, and there's still
You're still talking about indie games. Show me the trailer, Battle Brother. Yeah, Stalker 2 is going to be so good. The thing I prefer about Stalker actually over Fallout is I feel like Fallout is kind of got like a god complex. Like a lot of players want to be the hero and they want to be like like in Skyrim, like everyone's like, oh, it's the Dragonborn, you're the hero of Kvatch, you did this and that. And I think sometimes it can detract from like that feeling of being, actually like your life is at risk. And Stalker felt like you were just a nobody cared about you, people hated you, like you were just some guy trying to survive out in the wastelands. And that's what made it like really unique and interesting.
Dominated the sales charts on Xbox for like a couple weeks. It was like the #1 game on Xbox, and that is just so cool that the world today like enables that kind of thing to happen. So that's what I love. I just love the variety.
Valheim, baby.
I'm always amazed learning at some of the sizes of some of these development companies. Does it blow your mind what smaller indie teams are able to create and produce in comparison to AAA companies?
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen like such great, I think we just call it like democratization of development with the rise of engines like Unreal and Unity and Game Maker. It really has now enabled the focus, games is still incredibly amount of hard work to make, but the focus is on like how good my idea is, how good my story is. Like game developers are no longer gated by the technology as much as they were 10 and 15 years ago. So that's awesome to see. And it's also been awesome to see how things like Game Pass have enabled so many players to experience so many games. It's been
definitely like the older Fallout games, you were definitely like a nobody as well. Cool. But as the franchise grew, you became like somebody. Same with like some of the older Elder Scrolls games as well. Like in Oblivion, you obviously make a name for yourself, but you start off as just a prisoner, which I kind of like from a roleplay aspect. Like you weren't you didn't have anything enforced on you.
Yeah, it's a variety. Games like
I think that's one of my concerns for like the Elder Scrolls 6, if they have voiced protagonist. I would actually rather they just didn't have a voiced protagonist, though I think more than likely they will, just because of how well Fallout 4 sold. They'll be like, oh, we need a voiced protagonist again. I think for some people it's good, but I think for me it limits the roleplay selection you get on the different like speech options. It makes it harder for the developers to like write stuff in and be like more creative with it, and you kind of end up in a situation where the speech options are just like yes, no, sarcastic, yes, asshole, yes. And sometimes like it almost felt like a little bit linear in the storytelling because I think of the restraints that you had with a voiced actor. Even though they had so many lines recorded, it was almost like you couldn't do anything. I'm just saying that when comparing it to like Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, it just felt like more enforced on you in comparison.
That's really interesting you say that. I am kind of curious with these next generation consoles.
Why do they
that
keep
have
swapping
just
the
released
format
very
of the,
recently? How has that transition been? Has it been kind of difficult or?
No, not really. We've been seeding Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S's to our developers for a while, and we've been really excited to see how many independent developers are supporting features like Smart Delivery, where you might have an Xbox One today and you buy the game, and then when you get your Xbox Series S or your Xbox Series X, you just download the updated version of it at no additional cost.
CDPR were the first people to
independent developers
do that.
Are always surprising us, and so.
I think it's very pro-consumer, and especially after like the lockdown, a lot of people can't even afford to buy games or those luxury items.
It's been exciting.
So it's good to know.
See the games, but one thing that we're proud of is that the transition itself for developers has been boring. And I mean that, again, in the best possible way. That, they get this new system and they can start taking advantage of the power of it, but they don't have to get a PhD to figure out how to use it. And so, that is kind of always our goal, to make it as easy as possible to ship so that the focus for developers can be on their game, on taking advantage of the hardware, not like fighting against the hardware.
I'm kind of surprised they're like putting this right now. I feel like this is definitely like more of a dev con sort of thing, like aimed at developers, whereas like the audience on the Twitch chat just want to see more trailers, right?
Dev teams out there who might be watching who would want to apply to ID at Xbox.
Yeah, they're literally, it's an advertisement for devs making games.
/ID. You can see from today and from the 2,000 games that have come through the program in the last 7 years, we love variety. We're eager to support like all developers, especially
L.T.A.Z. series is amazing indeed.
Maybe you're not from the United States, or you're from a different territory. Like, please.
Stalker has you always on edge. You die every time you leave the safe zones. Yeah, for sure, man.
There's a huge audience of players who want to play your games. I don't want to be crass, but independent developers on Xbox have earned more than $2 billion, like way over $2 billion in the last 7 years from shipping their games, and that just feels really good because it means that we have a sustainable market.
Why wouldn't that feel good to everyone involved?
Keep making their games, and so I guess that would be my message. There is a lot of success on Xbox, whether it's getting millions and millions of people to play your game through Game Pass.
It's got an Xbox skateboard deck just here and over there.
Please come aboard.
Wow, Chris, I want to thank you for taking the time to spend and chat with us. But before we do say goodbye, can you let everyone at home know how to apply to the program?
Oh, just show us trailers.
Absolutely. Devs just need to go to xbox.com/ID.
I think there's less than 1% of devs watching this right now.
5 or 6 minutes to apply. And, that's the easy part. The hard part is making the game. But the part of building a relationship with Microsoft and everything like that, we try and make that as easy as possible.
Let's go.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so very much for joining us today. This is
Silence Xbox, man. I love the chat. It's so funny.
It has been so lovely having you, Chris. If people want to find you online, is there a place that they can follow you personally, or should they just follow ID at Xbox?
Plug the Twitter.
Follow at ID_Xbox, or I'm at IOCat on Twitter.
There you go.
Awesome. Chris, thank you so much for popping by today, and hopefully we'll see you here on Twitch Gaming again soon.
Yes. Absolutely. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
Show me more trailers.
Oh, that was so awesome. And it seems almost simple
Outriders
for
dev
developers
here.
to apply.
Awesome.
I didn't know that.
Thanks for the PR kit. If you helped put that together, I got that today.
Go to a website,
so cool.
And it takes about
Posted it on my Instagram. If you guys want to check it out, link below.
I've known about the ID at Xbox program for years and how it
they literally sent me a bullet for a glass. I don't have it upstairs with me, but it's very cool.
It is. But yeah, I also didn't know how easy it was for devs to apply. So for anyone watching this who has a game mulling around up here, even if it's just in concept phase, xbox.com/ID.
Guys, would you fund my Elder Scrolls 7 idea?
See if you can help. If Xbox can help bring your game to reality.
I'll get Todd Howard on it with me. Just me and Todd.
Gosh. I mean, I feel like what Chris was saying, sometimes starting is the hardest part, but to even put your foot in the door by applying to the program, I mean, oh my gosh. I know there's some developers in the chat watching. Go ahead and get started. I see you guys in there. Let's do it.
Yeah, I absolutely love, like I said,
making a game is so difficult. I don't think people appreciate how hard it is.
Kind of Microsoft's convention floor booth, like their section.
Like whenever I go and visit like developer studios and stuff, it's just nuts how much. Like you don't even appreciate how much work goes into video game design, how much time it takes, how much money. Like, I see people being like, "Oh, this game was kickstarted for like 50,000." I'm like, that's like nothing. That's literally nothing. That doesn't get you anything.
Handy for if you're looking for those fantastic.
Like, I think Kingdom Come Deliverance Kickstarter was like maybe a few 100,000, and then they went to the investors and said, "Hey, look, people are interested." So then they got like the rest of the money from the investors, but I'm pretty sure it was like 10 mil or something. I'd have to check. Obviously, it made a lot more money, but you need that money up front to make money.
Might have been originally as well. So many great games, and I know people in chat are teasing and hoping for games that we will talk about.
That's the one thing I definitely didn't appreciate, how much money goes into video game design.
Stuff coming.
We do. We have so much coming.
So show us.
Up next, everyone, streamer s.t.a.l.k.e.r will sit down with the team behind the new game Moonglow Bay, which takes place along the peaceful eastern Canadian coastline during the 1980s. In Moonglow Bay, you play as an old rookie angler struggling to keep your business afloat while coming to terms with the death of your lifelong partner.
That sounds super depressing.
But after exploring the world a little bit, you come to learn not everything is what it seems. Let's take a look at the trailer.
I don't know if I'm in the right mental state after this year to play this. That looks like Minecraft though. Kind of like the art style. No, dude, it's so sad. How about Halo Infinite? No, that won't be here.
Guppy,
This is indie games.
Your first catch. 40 years, and you still surprise me. I know this place seems strange. A fishing town afraid to fish. But that's why our new venture might just stay afloat. Because all those stories about the mystical monsters of Moonglow are exactly that. Stories. This bay is
It looks
full
proper
of
chill.
amazing
It reminds me of Animal
waiting
Crossing.
to be discovered. So we'll find them and share them with the world.
Kiss. Oh my god, what is that? Shit, he died.
As long as this book is by your side.
Oof. I'm already emotionally invested.
So am I. Welcome home.
I think that game would bring me to tears if I had to play it.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us.
They had
Zach
to share
and
a
Blue,
headset.
welcome to the show. Can you tell us a little bit about Moonglow Bay?
Guys, I really just want them to show more trailers, but they're definitely holding back on us.
A fishing RPG slice of life set in the eastern coast of 19.
Has anyone got on to play Mortal Online 2 yet? Sure, I'll drop some key codes in the chat while we're here.
Yeah, weird sea creatures. Well, it starts out like a kind of scenario where the game is very regular and you're like, oh, it's just normal fish. It gets weirder and weirder, and you're like, okay, what's actually going on here? People have these myths, and there's some truth to these myths, and so it's a little spooky.
And you get your fish.
All the key codes you just saw are probably used by now, by the way. Feel free to type them in if you've got time, but I'll put some new ones in the chat for you guys. You to use.
The town itself is going through their own struggles with potential closing and inability to grow and survive.
They're Steam keys, by the way.
Kind of like in tandem.
Everyone
growth,
helping each other.
Yeah.
I'll drop some more later.
Now, without spoiling too much,
I've got so many to give out. So
creating life in Moonglow Bay.
Oh, it does.
So the town is having its centennial.
I do apologize if you are particularly interested in this game, but it's just not. Haven't been able to get on yet. No. It's a bit of a pity really, because the game is like a lot of fun. I really wanted like you all to get the opportunity to jump on and try it out, and like just see what you thought. But yeah, like obviously the stress test is a stress test for a reason, and they're trying to break their servers to see what they can cope with. Is this nerd speed dating? Don't know. It would be a bit of a weird setup if it was like couples looking for other singles. If you have a receding hairline like this guy, just cut your hair. Nah, man, he's got the long hair. I rate that, dude. That's sick. I've been trying to get on your Discord for over a day. Okay, well, I've got loads more keys, so I'll give it to LatorTazor, one of my mods. And he can do loads more giveaways. And I'll drop some more in the chat as well. Stalker 2 will even stress out some Alienwares. As much as I like Alienware as a brand, always recommend building your own PC. If you can. If you can't, there's lots of good companies I can recommend you. s.t.a.l.k.e.r, indeed. Who are you to tell him to cut his hair? Exactly.
Almost 10 years ago, almost 13 years ago since it came out, and I was like, nah, this has to, like, we need to kind of, like, see what's feasible here, so...
And, like, the story is, like, Zach and I met living in...
Has Skrillex always been a game dev?
Like, my family has history with fishing, Zach has...
As a kid, I helped run a little fishing shop selling fish by the lakeside, and... Yeah. And it was kind of like, you know, there's this connection. We're like, this is actually really chill. We wanted to make a game that was very relaxing.
Stone collection.
And this is the perfect kind of thing, because fishing is pretty chill. And yeah, we just felt like it was the perfect environment to start off. And then we just, from there, started researching East Coast, because we want to go into the ocean.
You got the key, nice one, dude.
And also, it was a little bit of one.
If I was you, start logging on now.
My dream has always been
bit
like,
of a queue.
I'm gonna go live in Nova Scotia. It seems like the most beautiful place, most calming place. So it kind of has that part as well.
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
I like the art style anyway, but it's just not my kind of game. Get the Stalker 2 devs onto interview and show us some more trailers.
Build this town up and make it prettier over time.
So there is also a little bit of mystery.
Building a PC is more expensive than buying a pre-built PC right now. Yeah, 100%.
Sure, yeah,
if you know where to go to.
Basically, like, there's a lore that exists in the world.
I think I got kind of lucky actually. I built my PC literally just before COVID, so.
But as you get deeper, you get into different biomes. So like regular water.
This is new Stalker 2 footage. Weird, man. No, they're showing trailers from all the different indie games. They will drop some later according to the press release.
So it's kind of like
ESO should help to make the Elder Scrolls. Dude, I think they should hire all the YouTubers who cover the Elder Scrolls. I wouldn't even be mad if they didn't hire me. Just hire like Camelworks, Fudge Muppet, and whatnot, and just get them working on the lore. Get that shit right. Do some super deep dives into the old school lore. Would love that. I think that would make perfect sense. Like, they could literally hire some of those guys to consult on it.
Like, there's always gonna be like, okay, go to this location. You're gonna find this weird fish that's gonna like nibble at your ankles. You're like, wait, what?
Do you think Stalker 2 will be on Game Pass? I think it will be on Xbox PC. I don't know if it will be on Game Pass.
Specifically on that, how do the game mechanics work?
That deer was just floating across the ground. Yeet.
Yeah, so it's a core
lobster,
loop of going out fishing, and then coming back and cooking whatever you've caught in your home, and then you sell it at your vending machine.
Yeah, it's a less intense mechanic, the selling itself.
Yeah.
The cooking is like a bunch of fun mini games.
Like Cooking Mama style kind of stuff.
Yeah, and the fishing is like you have several different kinds of fishing. You can rod fishing.
They will definitely hire you for the new Elder Scrolls. No, they won't.
Of difficulty based on the fish
and equipment, and then there is trap fishing. There is.
I brought a terrible PC, but it had a GTX 1060. Then COVID hit. Thank God.
You want to fish with and
$500 to $1,000.
Yeah, and there's like
that's hilarious. So you literally, made money. I remember when I moved to. I'm just gonna turn this down for now while we're just chatting. When I moved to Vienna, to Austria, I brought my PC and I shipped it in a box, and it got absolutely screwed by the guys who shipped it. And when I got like the PC in the room, I basically had to claim on the insurance. And the graphics card had, I think it was like back when crypto was like kind of taking off back then. So the graphics card actually went up in value. So it was like twice as expensive. But I had to buy it to actually use it. But I was just sitting there going, Jesus Christ, what happened? Stalker series deserves to be AAA title everyone should know about. 100%, man. Yeah, I don't know when they're putting this update in there, but it said it would be there.
I wanted to bring something really relaxing. So one of the things that it doesn't look like
on the press release.
Has a specific palette and stuff, but one thing that inspires me a lot on their direction is like Ponyo from Studio Ghibli, the movie.
It says an update on Stalker 2 and many more.
As well as Animal Crossing.
Apparently there are over 100 games that they're going to be showing though, so... But they specifically mention Stalker 2.
Relaxing games that kind of slice of life, and
all the colors are much softer.
Yeah.
It's all intentionally like catered so you don't.
What are my PC specs? I think I've put them somewhere on my channel. Yeah, there you go. Tasers linked them for you. And that is all up to date. Yeah. Ryzen 9.
I'm seeing a lot of people in chat mention that exact thing.
Definitely recommend. Especially for like the future of RPGs, like open world stuff as well.
Is it multiplayer? What do we think?
It's single player and couch co-op.
It can be drop in, drop out. Like it's more of a style of like assist.
Very chill.
So if you're having difficulty catching a fish,
Do you still live? No, I live back in England now.
Or anyone can just grab the controller and say, "I'm gonna help you catch this fish."
And you can grab onto your player one and pull with them to pull the fish in. So
you go
that's jokes.
The story and stuff, and the playtime.
We're estimating roughly around 10 to 12 hours.
Is this live? Like this? Is this interview live? Oh yeah, live interview.
Fish in the game.
And all the side quests and stuff, or if you just want to follow the.
Or if you just want to gun through the story.
Yeah.
So just depending on how players want to play. I love that.
Would creep me out if we just saw Todd saying in slow motion, paced dialogue, 16 times the detail.
Most excited as
Lol.
developers? What are you most excited for players to experience when playing this for the first time?
Your Ryzen and RAM got me jealous. Yeah, mate. It's very nice indeed. When you dropping more keys? Probably soon. I'll have a bunch on my Discord linked below in giveaways anyway.
People in town, and they can tell you like their life stories, or you can help them with their little struggles and stuff like that. That is the kind of things that I love in games. So I'm looking.
Yeah, I really want them to just show the trailer. I don't know why they just didn't do back-to-back trailers.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Now tell us really quickly about scripting an indie game, and how is it challenging with that aspect?
Sorry, but who cares about scripting an indie game? Unless you are a developer, which I feel like the minority of people are in the chat.
Where you're like, okay, you have this goal.
And it's gonna be so big.
Oh yeah, you can have a set idea that's massive. The scope
Scroll down right now.
And then you kind of, as you're building out, you kind of build the first section, and then you're like, okay, how long is this gonna be? And then you play through, and you're like, all right.
Just take my money.
Can we keep pulling out?
We want to see Lost Oasis.
Story and work and think it through the entire game.
Like we've been making this game for over 2-3 years, and a lot of iteration has gone through, and
one sec, I can press this to get points, right?
And it's interesting because we also we're still developing the game, and like as we develop it, we play it.
Back living in England, less the probability of your piece getting crushed again. Exactly, dude. Very true.
But the big thing is that we've always
I literally hired a private company to send it over as well, and they still messed it up. And I just DPD'd it back, and it was absolutely fine.
In terms of how long that is. If you can tie them cleanly, then I think the players will always be happy with it because they're going to feel satisfied in the storytelling.
Yeah. Right, and you were mentioning through the storytelling in a little bit.
I would hope they do, yeah. Especially like because they've like specifically named it.
And I'm understanding that the lore is definitely playing a bigger role than I may have thought. Can you tell us a little bit about the lore?
The lore is, I think
it's hard without spoiling much.
Without spoiling too much, but like one of it is like the reason why some of the people in town are afraid is because the fishermen who die at sea their spirits are taken within the waters, within the ocean.
Spoilers.
And that's what manifests like these weird fish and stuff.
Shit, that's dark,
it's taken,
dude.
Like from people's thoughts.
The fish are eating their souls. Stalker 2 video is already out. Search for the dev diary. Dude, are you serious?
So, and that's just a tinge. I want to see more. But
One sec, let me check.
Yeah.
No, it's not spoilers.
We'll literally just pause this and watch it, if that's the case.
Steer off of that just to get away from spoilers for a little bit, but how did your team approach replayability?
Ooh, 43 minutes ago. Oh my god, so they literally...
That was a little hard on...
Oh no, there's a gameplay. No, wait. That's
like,
not it.
We're trying to make different challenges in the fish itself, even though it's a relaxing game, but we still wanted to give different levels to the types of fishing.
Yeah, and it's one of the big things is that adding value.
Is it on their YouTube channel or Xbox?
All the way we've done it is tying to that story because the lore is so interesting to player base. Every bit of thing that work you're doing, every added work you're doing goes towards that story. And
oh, okay, one sec.
So,
this might be it.
That's one of the reasons why we added so many fish, because we want to like people to always have a surprise when they're playing the game. Like there's always something new, and like different zones have different.
It's 6 minutes.
So you don't have to 100%.
All right, we're pausing this and we're watching that then.
To complete the game,
but you can.
Here we go. SEO score trash tier. All right, let's go.
Hi, my name is Zach, and I'm in charge of PR at GSC Game World. We made the original Stalker trilogy, and now we are developing Stalker 2. The 23rd of March marked the anniversary of the first game in the series, Stalker: Shadow of Chernobyl. Celebrating the date, last year we released the first in-engine screenshot of Stalker 2, followed by the first trailer and the gameplay teaser. That was our way to celebrate 25 years of making games here at GSC Game World. This year we have an anniversary gift for our fans as well. It's an update on Stalker 2. It's not as big as a new trailer just yet, but we hope you will enjoy it. Let's start with something familiar, yet completely renewed.
Ooh, okay.
And here is the first look at the updated costumes. The zone is a dangerous place, so it's filled with different factions. The Freedom and the Duty are two iconic opposing forces. The first ones see the zone as a free, ever-growing state, while the second ones would eagerly sacrifice their lives to prevent its spreading. These ideologies will never meet the agreement. As you may have guessed, you will see them in the sequel. The recognizable design for each faction has been enriched with details.
The cup.
If you look closely, you can see scuffs, scratches, and sticking out threads.
Very nice.
Please keep in mind, the models are still work in progress. The time has passed, and the new forces emerged in the zone. You can expect to see more factions in Stalker 2.
Good. We love that.
Let's move on. The reception of Stalker 2 has been extremely positive so far, and we are truly grateful for that. Thank you for your passion and your interest. Stalker 2 is a shooter game, and you can't imagine it without the guns, right?
Look at that engraving.
Here are a couple of guns you will see in the game. The
So
arsenal
nice.
will include more than 30 different weapons. Of course, there will be lots of modifications for each gun.
All the realistic guns. Love it. Looks sick. Reminds me of Hunt Showdown, like the detail they're putting into the weapons here. Yeah, the light machine gun. Jesus Christ. You're not going to be able to afford to fire that if you get it in game. So much detail to these weapons though. Nice MP5. Classic. They haven't shown the weapon mods that you can put with them though. I, fully expect the standard stuff, but I'm just interested to know what else, considering they specifically mentioned weapon mods. Beyond scopes, mag, silencers. Don't know if I'd expect much more. Oh, this is actually sick. This is like just custom duct tape. Oh, dude, that's great. Isn't that like what's it called? It begins with a D sniper rifle. Don't know my guns very well. But the models look good. I wonder if they're gonna have like sort of, you know, when obviously you're using the weapons and they get a bit grimy. Because Hunt Showdown does that, and it just looks incredible. Makes the game feel very alive. When you jump into the river and then it gets mud on it. Oh, yes. There you go. See, that one's got loads of attachments on it. Muzzle, hider, torch, and the
Finally,
tube.
Let's finish with something completely unexpected. We work a lot to fill the world with a decent amount of memorable details, and sometimes it takes us to completely unexpected grounds.
This is what I want to see.
Can you see this guy? Quite a charmer, if you ask me. But let's take a closer look at his teeth.
Wow. Look at the detail. Ugh.
And the tooth is gone, or changed, or replaced with a dental crown. All made with our custom teeth tool, one of the many plugins we use in the development process for specific changes like that. These tiny accents ensure each character looks completely unique. Literally.
Imagine that, you could like, in the story, you could like punch someone in the face and they get their teeth replaced by like a golden one or something.
Every human in Stalker 2 has one-of-a-kind smile. Or green, I suppose. And that covers up our news for today. Please subscribe to our official social channels to receive up-to-date info about the game or ask any questions.
You didn't link them! Where's the official Stalker 2? There's no official YouTube channel, is there? Let's have a look where Twitch is at. Oh my god, they're still talking.
Okay, so right here on Twitch Gaming, my name's Trisha Hirschberger, and I am joined by the fantastic Story Mode Bay today to tell you about all things going on the indie scene from the Xbox.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like we were saying earlier on in the show, we have such an incredible lineup for all of you. Coming up soon, Blind Gamer Steve will sit down with the team behind Soup Pot, and later on we'll be talking to Victoria from Among Us. I know everyone in the chat is waiting for that interview about the new map that will be dropping in the game on March 31st.
What do you guys think about?
We have more exciting game trailer reveals for you.
Let's watch the next game.
Drifting across gorgeous rally racing landscapes to surviving the cold and desolate wilderness, our next announcements are coming to the Xbox platform soon. Let's
just
take a look.
That misty like gas goggles as well looks sick. All right, let's have a look at these trailers. See what we get. A racing game, very chill. What's Stalker 2 about? I don't really know when the storyline's going to be based, so I can't really tell you. But it's similar to like just a survival game in like a Fallout like wasteland. There will be some form of story and different factions you can join. I don't know what the main overall storyline is going to be though for the second game. Gameplay would be nice. Yeah, I agree. If you watch their trailers, it's almost like they're very similar. I want to see actual gameplay, like actual like gunplay and stuff. Especially like after they showed you the gun models, it would have been cool to actually see what they sound like, and you know, the reloading or the in-game customization. But that sounds very Zelda. Oh my god, looks like Zelda too. Co-op Zelda? Interesting. Whoa. What is that? That looks barbaric. Oh my god. Okay. That's interesting. Oh shit. So it looks... Some bits of it look really... What is going on? It looks like Pokemon. Now she's fishing. Surfing. What is this game? It's interesting. What is that? Why is there a chicken? That okay, what? What did we just see? Oh, okay, what's this? Some kind of survival game. Oh, PvP survival game. It looks like Rust, but with more of a arty style to it. I actually prefer the art style to this game. Okay. I'm pretty sure that fucking song is gonna get me copyright striked. Oof. It looks interesting though. It looks very Rust, right? Craftopedia, Rust 2. No, because the art style looks like a little bit different. It doesn't look like Rust. Or is this Rust? Rust for console. Oh, it actually is Rust. Okay. I was like, seems like very, very similar to Rust. Yeah, it is. Okay. Bit worried about that song. I reckon I've already been demonetized. The beauty of YouTube. Cool side scroller game. What is that? Literally ported onto Xbox. Yeah, I'm not surprised. The game is so popular. I've never actually played it myself. Rust Potato Edition. I mean, Rust on PC currently kind of looks a bit rusty anyway. It's been a while since it released. This looks a bit creepy.
Meet the creepy, AI-driven Mr. Peterson. This character has one mission, keeping you from discovering his secrets. Hello, and welcome to Hello Neighbor 2. In this game, you'll be playing as a local journalist named Quentin, who is suspicious of his creepy neighbor, Mr. Peterson. For those new to the Hello Neighbor franchise, this is Raven Brooks, the sort of town where everyone keeps to themselves and goes about their lives. Normally, you would too, except a bunch of people have gone missing. And there's just something strange about your neighbor, Mr. Peterson.
Love the art style.
Everyone is afraid of him. There have been rumors of children going
he seems
to his
quite
house
friendly
and never being heard from again.
Bit
Some
creepy.
people say he likes to lock people up in his basement. But no one has any
I'm
proof.
surprised the police haven't
So
investigated this man.
Peterson, his odd house, and ignore the strange sounds coming from his basement at night. You have a feeling that Mr. Peterson is behind all of the neighborhood disappearances, but no one believes in your ideas and theories. And while you normally wouldn't break into someone's house, you're the only one who believes something is wrong and has the guts to uncover the truth. When you break into Mr. Peterson's house, you'll be going against an AI that is constantly evolving. Our goal for Hello Neighbor 2 is to provide unique player experiences. This is an experience that is driven by the community.
Interesting.
Mr. Peterson's behavior is a combination of a neural network and algorithms that allow him to constantly learn from his experiences with everyone who plays our game. It begins with the collection of player activity. Mr. Peterson takes note of player behavior.
So Mr. Peterson just becomes an absolute fucking unit after like enough people have played the game.
As time progresses and he learns, Mr. Peterson's behavior
AI is
may
terrifying
change and surprise you. How Mr. Peterson plays in one encounter with you might be different from the next, all due to his encounters with the game's community as a whole. In this way, the community's experience with Mr. Peterson changes over time, allowing for an AI that is developed through community actions, replayability, and great stories of neighborhood shenanigans. But these new experiences go beyond Mr. Peterson. In Hello Neighbor 2, players can interact with all characters in Raven Brooks, and these characters share the same AI core. but behave differently and have their own stories for you to discover.
What?
So while you might think you're just playing the game,
it's pretty nuts.
You're really contributing to the development and improvement of Mr. Peterson's AI.
You just come, Mr. Peterson comes and gets you in real life. The AI becomes that powerful.
If you'd like to try an early access version of Hello Neighbor 2, you can check out some of our alphas on the Microsoft Store. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the neighborhood.
Nice one. It's pretty sick.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh,
are you a Hello Neighbor fan? Brianna?
So I played the first one and I was kind of petrified. Like,
no, please no.
Corner. I remember trying to hide in the rooms and he was right there waiting for me. So the fact that they're making a second one and
how exciting!
Smarter than the first game.
What can you buy with this?
I'm nervous.
Just a meme.
Very nervous.
Just memes.
Well, that was one of the coolest things about the first
Mr. Peterson becomes sentient. Oh dear.
But now not having it only
I think this is probably just going to be a little interlude, and then they will show some more trailers, I hope.
Learning from is frankly quite terrifying to me, although I'm super interested that they said that the other neighbors will all have stories and will be able to interact with the other neighbors as well. That's super cool. I love that in Hello Neighbor 2 we get a little bit of a motivation as to why we're invading this man's house, whereas I feel like in the first Hello Neighbor you're just like those meddling kids.
Yes.
That are...
Good old Mr. Peterson.
1,000
minutes of dialogue.
Exactly. Now, I was going to say I was very happy to see that Team 17 is coming out with another game. They're the same developers that made Overcooked, and even the style of the game, it looks very 80s and retro and almost futuristic in a way, which is super exciting to see. The first trailer that we saw with the car driving,
I mean, they've still got like, oh no, they are rapidly losing viewers.
These trailers are blowing me away. It is a great time to be a gamer.
Flight sim,
that first trailer
indeed.
we saw was for a game called Art of Rally, which got high praise from the folks at Top.Gear, and being a little bit of a car enthusiast, if you will, an auto enthusiast. I was like, man, okay, loving it. That's some high praise again for Art of Rally.
Don't know about that.
It's cool, and I saw a lot of Rust fans in chat when we were showing Rust Console Edition. So for our console gamer friends, you will
Stalker 2, Stalker 2. Everyone in the chat
Rust
shouting Stalker.
If that's your jam. I've dabbled a little bit in Rust myself, although I dabbled on a friendly server, so I know it could be a lot.
When's your next Mortal Online 2 video? When I can log on. I'd love to make some more content or even live stream it, but
here we go.
I couldn't log on when I tried this morning.
But all right, so that was just some more trailers for everybody to check out. I know chat is all about those trailers. Up next,
that's why we're here.
We have streamer Blind Gamer Steve. We'll chat with the dev team behind the new cooking-inspired.
What trailers first?
In s.t.a.l.k.e.r, you'll be able to make food with a wide range of locally sourced or supermarket ingredients in traditional
All right, guys. I think what I'm going to do is I'll end the stream here, and then we can probably maybe I'll do some other videos or something about some of the good stuff that comes up. But right now I feel like, oh no, is this a trailer? Okay, they are showing a trailer. But it's about food. Is there going to be another trailer after this? Yeah, guys. What I'm going to do is end the stream here, and then I'll maybe make some more content if anything good comes up. But I think just sitting through like lots of interviews and trailers that we're not interested about is probably not for us. Because wait, you're not interested in a cooking game? I like cooking in real life, just not video games. But yeah, we saw the Stalker 2 stuff from IGN. If you guys missed it, that was very exciting. So I mean, it's good to see there's some progress on the game. I was honestly hoping for a bit more, but at least they tease like a little bit of content, so that's nice. But guys, I will end this here, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.